it do, your boy out here, and another win today. I'm not even playing one of you guys. I'm not, man. Like, this strategy back to back is showing me results, man. You know, and again, I am not a guru. I am not a financial advisor. I'm none of the above, man. I'm just here, not selling you a course, nothing, man. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, man. That's about it. You know, if you're new to this channel, make sure to smash that like button. That's all I ask, man. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, okay? But other than that, we're gonna get into today's win. Today I won $700. I actually am starting up another account tomorrow. Just gonna let one of them pretty much run and do kind of what I'm doing on right now, currently on the one I'm winning on, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna open up another funded account and go on eval, obviously, and go for that. So let's hope that one goes well for tomorrow. Let's hope tomorrow's rate is awesome. But this trade, I'm telling you, the strategy, it's just, I don't know how to explain it, man, other than the fact that it wins, man. It wins. I'm not saying every single time, because again, your entry points obviously are gonna matter. You know, psychology obviously is gonna matter. You know, risk management is always gonna matter. You know, there's things that obviously are going to matter, you know, despite this strategy working, right? And you know, that all comes down to your rules, that comes down to experience. You know, if you are new to this, you know, this is just, I feel like it's gonna be the easiest thing to learn, you know, and genuinely, because there's not 100 different things you have to learn. Obviously, you have to know the market, so you're not gonna get out of that. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have to get out of not knowing candlesticks. You're gonna have to learn those things, you know, and those are all important. I'm gonna be making more videos on that. So again, you know, hitting the notification bell, you'll be able to see more of my videos come up. So basically what I do is I trade the 15-minute orb strategy for anyone new to this channel. 15-minute orb, that's what I trade. 15 in the 5. Basically what I do is I use, you know, obviously you have a time zone, whether, you know, there's a 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30 hour day. I trade the NASDAQ for anyone, because I always get that question. I trade the NASDAQ. I trade the ES sometimes, but mainly the NQ. And again, you have these different time frames, okay? We're gonna be choosing the 15-minute, and this is the NinjaTrader app. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorites. I've been using it for a while now. You know, among Top Step X, I've mentioned that to you guys as well. I like NinjaTrader better though, to be honest. But other than that, let's get going into this. All right, so we are gonna go to the 9:30 candle, okay? So why? I trade the 9:30 session. That's all I do. That's my preference. You don't have to do what I'm doing. Again, I'm just here for entertainment, homie. I'm just trying to make you guys laugh. You know, other than that, we're gonna go from 9:30 to 9:45, and that gives us what we need for the day, okay? So one of my rules, I wanted to just point this out, right? Or I should say two of my rules, right? Two things I look at. Obviously, confluence truly matters, right? But it just goes to show you that it's not always gonna work out the way you think it's gonna work out, right? So on the 4 hour this morning at 9:30, I always tell you to check the 4 hour, right? It was bearish. The daily was bearish. Bearish means it's going down, bullish means it's going up. Easy as that. I'm just trying to get this as easy as I possibly can for you guys, okay? Bullish, green, up, bearish, down, red, okay? Easy. But it was all bearish, telling me, you know, personally, most of the time, what that means is it's gonna be going down for the day, right? You don't really wanna be taking bearish trades when it's a bullish trend, and you know, obviously don't wanna be doing the opposite as well, right? But this is what I like about this strategy. This strategy tells us where the market wants to head when it wants to head there in the, you know, 9:30 open, right? So 15-minute, we have the high and the low. What this is right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a candlestick, okay? What you see right here, this little, I don't even know you want to call this thing, pointy looking thing, okay? That is called a wick, all right? Wick is basically, it's trying to grab something, right? It didn't close out, it just was grabbing something, right? And that's what it means in general. This right here is a small little wick, as you can see on the top of this candle, right? You want to grab the high and the low. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be grabbing you're going to be doing a horizontal line if you're using NinjaTrader, you know, a line in general on any other platform you're going to use, and you're going to put one at the top and one at the bottom. And what you're going to do, just to kind of situate this all for, you know, if you want to do this for entertainment and have fun with your friends or whatever, right? What you're going to do is you're going to take the horizontal line there and there. Boom. Wait till 9:45. So obviously you're going to have to, you know, start out with it down here, right? Because, you know, it's just opening up. You're going to see a big candlestick forming on the 15-minute, right? And you're gonna be moving it up, like this morning. We're just moving it up as the 15-minute went up and up till 9:45, right? 9:45 closed out, right? So that means the next 15-minute candle is going, right? So this one. High is formed, low is formed. Line, line. Easy, simple, done, right? What we're gonna do then is we are gonna switch to the 5-minute, okay? So that's when we are gonna be watching, okay? Okay, we're gonna be watching and seeing, hey, what's gonna happen with these candles, right? Because what's gonna happen next is very, very important, okay? So as we can see, I'm telling you guys, the strategy works. All right, so we see a closure, okay? That's all we need to see, homie. That's all we need to see, okay? Now, there's two different things you could do, right? Number one, if we see a closure on this top side, right? The top side of the higher high, right? We see the closure. As you can see, the box is showing you that it's closing on the 5 minutes. Okay. Technically, you'd have to wait till 9:50 to see that because it's a 5-minute candle, right? So 9:50, you see that. And then what I like to do, what I always like to do, is I check this second candle, okay? So I normally would jump in right about here. And that's what I did. I jumped in right about here, right? And as you guys can see, you're going to have movements in the market regardless. But we know based off this closing that this is going to be moving upwards for the day. It doesn't happen every time, but majority of the times, like 80-90% of the time, it's going to be moving upwards for the day. And as you guys can see, you would have made some serious change. You would have made some money, okay? It is as easy as, even if you were to jump in right here. So, okay, you see this, you're like, all right, Al, it's closed out. I'm going to jump in at the 15-minute high, right? You jump in right here, which is roughly at about 23,924. Okay, that's where it was at roughly this morning at that time, right? You jump in there, the most you would have had to, risk would have been down to 897. So for some, the risk management maybe would have stomped you out. Might have, right? But I don't trade like that. I put a higher stop loss. Personally, that was a great trade, right? And again, if what I'm trying to do is learn my psychology, because I'm not perfect, I am not a guru. I just told you that. I'm still learning in the process. Everyone is. No matter how long you've been trading, you're still learning. Sorry. You know what I mean? There's people, obviously, if you're in here for 15 years, it still can stomp you out, okay? But overall, it was a great trade. And why? You could have held, okay? All right, even if you had seen right here, it went way up, and you had jumped in here, right? And you had seen it went way up, you were like in glory land, yes, right? And you wanted to hold on to it, right? You could have got it out right there. That would have been a friggin', I don't know, $600-700 trade probably. I'm not that accurate, but something like that. If you had held, right, you were like, oh crap, right? And some people hold all day, right? So some people will hold this trade and they'll see it come down to here, but then it started coming right back up again. Come back down, boom. And if you had just held that whole trade that whole afternoon, right? Not even whole afternoon, just until 11 o'clock, you would have been out for the day. It most likely would have hit your take profit of $1,500 if you're trying to do an eval, right? And you're trying to get 50% consistency. You would have hit your take profit very easily, and like one thing I really wanted to point out, guys, is you don't have to use your real money with this other than the cost of the eval accounts, right? And like that's why I absolutely love futures trading rather than options trading, right? For people that are just in the beginning process of things, is that you don't have to use your real money other than the $50 or I think My Funded Futures has a $73 thing right now, $77, where you prove to them that you can make a certain amount of money, which is normally a target profit of $3,000 on a $50,000 account, right? And then you end up making money and you're going to be getting payouts, right? And like, that's the beautiful part about it, is that like, especially if you have a job right now and you're, just doing this on the side and you want to just use some of your money that you're making at work and, put $50 at Top Step or $73 or whatever it is on, My Funded Futures. You can practice this each week, even if you do one account every couple weeks, one account every few months, whatever. I always tell you guys first to do demo, that so you don't waste your money, right? But like if you're actually getting serious into it, it just makes it easier than having to go and blow all your own money, whether I'd rather it be $50 than friggin', $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 like I did when I first started trading in options. So it's just, I'm telling you right now, man, that I'm here to help you. I'm not here to make you blow your money. I'm not here to sell you a $600 course like all these guys online. That's not my job. Like I said, the only thing I could ask for, man, is a like button and a subscribe. That's it. Other than that, I'm just trying to grow this channel, man. At the end of the day, help people helps me. And I'm not selling you nothing. I'm just showing you guys what clearly works. I've been making videos daily about this. The only reason it normally doesn't work is either my entry times are wrong or mainly that's pretty much it. Your entry times are wrong, or the market just does a flop and does exactly what you don't think it's going to do. You don't have enough risk management, you lose. You know what I mean? Like, that is going to happen. That's why I like being upfront. You're going to lose. Be okay with losing. Especially at first. It's okay to lose, man. But like, it's going to feel so good when you put a year in, 2 years in, For some of you guys, if you're actually listening to my damn strategy, you might be able to do it sooner than that, right? But don't get your hopes up, right? But in general, like once you develop the strategy and you see the wins, you see that this is actually possible, it's an amazing feeling, man. It really, really is. And then one thing I can tell all of you is to invite the Lord into your trades, okay? Prayer, it's helped me so much with the psychology aspect of things. Like just believing that, God has something for me. You know what I mean? I had this vision, and I know that the Lord is with me at all times. And whether it's a win or a loss, I'm learning something out of it. And I'm telling you, I lost so many times. Even when I was praying, all the time, I lose and I lose and I lose. Thank you, God. You're clearly showing me something. He was showing me this strategy that worked. I cannot tell you how many strategies I tried in the beginning that lost after loss after loss. And I found this one randomly. I started, back testing one day, and he showed me this, and it works, and that's why I'm going to show it to people that I genuinely want to work hard and want to try to be better, be better for their families, be better for the people, out there. And I'm telling you right now, man, this is just a game changer. You would have made some serious money if you had held, and that's why I try to tell you guys psychology is massively important as well. So if you're new to this channel, again, please make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment down below. It really does help me and helps these videos out. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Stay tuned to more about candlesticks and all that good stuff as well. Peace.